Hi everyone, this is a tutorial for the camera toggle script or the camera swap pro, whatever I've called it. And it mimics this really small, awesome tool that I'm also going to just release because it's not mine, but it's a free tool that a friend was happy to give out. But it's just a really simple tool where it's just basically you've got multiple cameras you've seen and be able to, like, rather than having to go to in here to get your camera to swap, or doing this to your cameras. It's just got a little UI that you can just sort of dock, and whichever like viewport you got selected, it just changes it with one click. And I just use it heaps. I just had it just sort of sitting over here all the time, just to be able to change camera views, especially doing a lot of previs stuff. Really handy. But I wanted to make one that had basically lots of bells and whistles on it, so I kind of went a little crazy. But it's I think this is really fun. I use a shortcut a lot because it's Alt Q, I think it is, and that's to essentially swap to a camera called I think it's camera underscore. I don't know if I've still got it active, but essentially I don't even have it active anymore because of the script. Basically, like it just swaps the camera from perspective to back to that camera view, and so I actually always use this name as like something to swap to. So every time I was making a camera, it was all just cam underscore, and basically it's not great for different studios. So you get different studios, you've got different camera setups, naming conventions. So I just wanted to basically ignore all that and basically have still have my toggle working, but be able to set and assign it to whatever show I'm working on. So for instance, when I open up this thing here, you can see I've got different types of cameras, but if I choose camera 2, that will set my shortcut now to be that camera, to swap to camera 2. So now I can just swap back and forth. You can see it kind of just toggles back and forth like that. Saves a lot of time. And then you can also use use this similar to this little small toggle window, just by double clicking. I don't have it set to one click because I just wanted to double click it to make it set the what one you want to do. And yeah, so that's all it's doing. And you can also create a toggle shelf here, which basically that's just a little button that will just toggle. You don't have to have this whole UI open. Once you've set it, you can just toggle it using this command. So you can make a shortcut with that command, and so just toggle the viewport, just like that. Now the next stuff that I kind of went crazy with was, like, I made a lot of cameras, doing a lot of previews and things, and constantly doing little bits of setup, even just animating, like trying to make a follow camera or something like that. And so I wanted to actually create a way to create cameras that have shot like the right kind of like naming convention on there, the right number, that they're supposed to start from. The padding, so it's got 002 or 4, or 001 or 001, depending what was there. I could add presets to there, which, if you don't know, that's like in your camera view. So if I go here into the attribute editor, there's lots of different presets that you might be saving along the way. So for instance, this is my 340mm lens or whatever, but lots of things like film backs and stuff like that are really annoying to fill and to basically keep a track of. So this just basically you can set that up, and it will just basically create a camera with that. I also have a rotation order thing here, which I always like to have ZXY as my cameras, so you can just sort of create multiple cameras very easily with all those setups, that rather than having to do it manually every time. So, like, say for instance, I'm just going to do this as create one camera, and say that's created one camera. You notice that it's got a little focus thing in here as well. That's because this is on down here. I could have I actually don't have an off. Okay, yeah, I don't have an off thing. But basically all that is that it's got a little locator that it comes in with, that you can move around wherever you want, and that's actually controlling the focus distance in the depth of field. So if I was like looking through this camera here, and I had depth of field, it's got my crazy lens on it, I can turn on depth of field here, and it'll be the focus distance will be nicely working. So it's just a nice little way of having your focus work, and have it at the right depth of field wherever you want it. But that's all it's done. Made a camera, so I can obviously go and create multiple cameras with that, and I can change the name in here, and it'll create all those cameras in here with all the different focus things in there, which is good. I will introduce a set that doesn't put a focus distance thing in here. So just so you know, I will update that. And yeah, and then the other stuff I've got is more to do with constraining, and the focus distance kind of changes a little bit depending on what type of camera you're using. So for instance, if I was making uh, a target camera, right? And like, normally I'm going over here and I'm making my aim camera, that I'm constraining this to this locator, and I'm going to find the target, and I'm constraining it to this locator over here or whatever. So I'm just constantly sort of just pulling all that stuff around. So that's what the constrainer does. Here, when you're making a camera, just turn this back to 1, and just name this just target, just so it's really clear. But actually that won't be clear. I would say I'll call this fancy camera. Awesome. Then I'm going to create just one of these, and I'm going to I'll turn off that preset because it's too crazy. Constraint type, what I'm going to do is turn this to, for this instance, I'm going to make an aim camera. So I'm going to aim constraint, and then I'll set up these two locators here. So I'm going to do those two. You can do a smart select, which I'll turn that off. Oh, the smart select button fell away. Cool, but it's basically set the two different locators here that I had set up. Let's just see if I can find another set of locators. Let's say this one, and I suppose I'm not being super clear with this, but basically what I'm trying to show you is that I've got two locators in the scene here that I'm going to use as my target. So I'll use this as my target, and this is my where I'm going to control the camera from. So if I create a camera now, all it's done is set up that camera to aim at that locator that we had set up. And this can be really helpful. Say if this locator was your character or something like that, it would just locate. It would just connect that to this to the target camera of this guy. And then like this could be something else, the car that you're driving in, that you're filming in, or something like that. And so just really super simple to set it up. So the other things, like that's the aim side of it. You can also create its own target. So like if you don't want to use like anything in the scene, you want to create its own like simple one, you just go to create camera like that, and it would, so I've got it set up to go to locator 3, and it's created its own constraint camera in here. This guy, this target, there it is there. Yeah, and if I don't have that filled, and I create another camera, you'll notice that it just goes, the camera doesn't get connected to anything, but it's still a target camera, and it's just connecting to a target that it made it for itself. It's really simple to kind of set that stuff up. You notice that's not actually like a classic Maya target camera either. It's just like a camera with with an aim constraint on it. Now I'll just keep on going through it. Like say point constraint, like that's a pretty straightforward one. Like, but if I wanted to sort of be point constrained but not parent constrained, you just want to set that to this guy, locator 2, and you can see now it says point constraint to that locator. Last one is parent constraint, but you can guess what that is. It just adds it, translates and rotates to that. Cool thing with the aim setup that I should quickly go into is that if you've got an aim constraint setup, you'll notice, I'll just sort of clear out the stuff just to make it really clear. But say for instance, I've got a locator 1. That's going to be my thing that my camera is going to be connected to, and then I can do child focus. See, it's just basically got TZ 10, which means it's 10 units away from the camera, but you can use the target distance for that. So if I just go create camera now, that target that it's created for this, see that's at -10, and you'll notice that if I go to the actual if I go to the focus distance, so it's not -10, is it? -10 away from that camera, I guess, is different in in that distance. But anyway, so you can see it's 27, and if I start moving this target kind of closer to the camera, you'll see that the target is getting smaller. So I'm just basically use the target as the focus, which can be handy. And the other thing is that you can it creates its own locator, or it creates a focus locator at whatever one you select. So for instance, if I create a locator at here, it's gonna constrain onto that part. So you'll see that if I go create locator there, the focus distance will be connected to that locator that I made here. Yeah, just a handy way of just connecting up all the focused where it's focusing on. And that's kind of it. Yeah, cool. Enjoy.